Gen V, the only Gen V podcast that thinks little cricket should be protected at all costs.
At all costs.
Absolutely. I'm one of your hosts and jack of all trades, Mono, and with me is my co-host and master of none, Kira.
Hello.
Yeah, poor little cricket.
Oh
not
my
having
god.
a good time.
I want to hug her. I just want to give that girl the biggest hug in the world, and a hot chocolate, and a cat, and a good cry, and some rage needs to be inflicted on the other one because she's a fucking wagon.
Oh, what a fucking bitch.
Yeah, but you know what? It's all going to bite her in the ass at the end of the day because people like that. No. People who are like that never get away with it. They always end up like isolated. I
demand comeuppance. I demand comeuppance. But yeah, no. So the second episode was also fantastic.
Oh, first
a little
day.
Bit slower. Yeah.
Just to be confusing.
Yes. This episode brought to us by director Nelson Craig, who gave us the first episode as well.
Yep.
And writers Zach Schwartz and Brant Engelstein.
Yes.
But yeah, no, so the episode pretty much picks up where the last one left off.
Well, it's dark and it stopped raining body parts.
Yeah, now it's scooping up body parts and washing down blood off everything.
I actually thought, because, Vaught are all like, get all the bits, get all the stuff, you can't have it, blah, blah, blah. Why are they just rinsing it off down into the drain? Before they finished, like, scooping up.
Yeah.
Also, Marie's, like, right there. Just, maybe... Because you see her manipulating blood.
Yeah.
It literally would take her 2 seconds to just,
Hoosh it all into...
Scoop and... Yeah, and it'd be far less dramatic for everybody involved. Because they're all sitting there watching it. And every now and again, there's, like, a slight identifying, like, piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, also, why are they letting Marie and Andre sit there?
Yeah, I was going to say, and then they let Cate through, but Cate
pushes her way through.
Oh, hey, we haven't even done a summary.
No.
Whoopsie.
Yep.
Let's do a summary.
Shit blew up. Things happened. Story continues.
No, you know me, I have a summary.
But that is kind of what happened. It's the second episode.
Following the whole Briggs Golden Boy murder-suicide, Vought scrambles to cover up as Andre, Marie and Jordan all adjust to their new ranks in the top 10. But while Marie just wants to come to terms with her newfound status and fame, Andre and Cate start to find out what happened to Golden Boy, possibly kicking a hornet's nest in the process.
I thought you were going to say kicking a hornet's nest in the ass.
Well, that presumably comes after.
Yeah. Like, everything Marie does in this, like, yeah, okay, she could be a little bit more sympathetic, but I kind of get it.
Yeah.
The rest of them, fair enough. Like, I can see where Marie's coming from.
You can see where everybody's coming from in this episode. Like, you can understand everybody's point of view.
For Jordan.
Oh, God, yeah.
Jordan
and at least they're all more or less, they all kind of know where they stand as well, because Jordan tells Marie what they want, and Marie tells Andre, no, I don't want any part of like this whole
thing you're doing. I have, like, because I met you, I nearly got expelled and I got attacked.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want anything to do with you. My position here is, this is why she should have been honest at the very start and been like, I'm here on scholarship. If I don't stay here, like, bad shit's gonna happen. I don't have a home.
Well, she did kind of try to. It all went wrong effectively when she decided to go out.
Because if she'd said that and was like, I cannot do this because if I don't toe the line, essentially, like, I'm going to end up in a facility like the one they've kind of become slightly aware of.
Yeah.
I totally get her reasoning in this. I'm not mad at her at all. And also the fact that, the basking in the fame thing, again, she's had everything taken away from her, and this is everything she has worked for from that point. And then the gotcha moment is horrendous. But at the same time, she knows that if she leans into it and everything that they're playing her up to be, it'll only improve her situation. And her situation isn't great. Like, everything, like, she literally came, like, within a hair's breadth of losing everything.
Yeah. But we are getting ahead of ourselves. No. Because after the cleanup scene...
Poor Cate.
Yeah. But after the cleanup scene, we get to see Ashley...
Yay! Being a bitch.
being in charge and shouting down the phone, as we are so often used to seeing her.
You can see the relief in Ashley because you keep seeing it in these clips that the murder trial of Homelander is ongoing, so he ain't in the building.
Well, yeah, that's going to make her job a bit easier.
He's not in the building, so she's far more relaxed because he's not, like, staring at the back of her head through a wall.
The newest recruit for the Seven has just exploded himself.
They really are having... It really is the drummer of Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like a Black Noir montage.
No,
I'm still
is.
fingers crossed for various Black Noirs. But yeah, it's like they just cannot get the seven positions. It's cursed.
The curse of the seven.
Because immediately after this, they start pushing Andre, and you get you get some backstory there with Polarity being.
Well, yeah.
It's I've forgotten his name.
I can't remember because we get introduced to the board of trustees.
Save the Last Dance.
Yeah.
Sean Patrick Thomas. Yeah. So he's Polarity. So he's one of the fancy statues outside as well.
Yeah, but that's where we get introduced
Andre's
to the board of trustees because that's who Ashley is screaming at.
Yes.
Because she has, $45 million worth of soldier, or again, oh God.
Golden Boy merchandise sitting in the port of LA that she's going to have to set on fire.
Yep. And what the plan is, and
how the fuck do we cover this up? And then you get the Dean being like, oh yes, well, we've already circulated that he was a chronic drug user and had like mental health issues and this, that and the other. And it's fortunate that, Marie or that Andre was there to stop it. And,
that's where the dad steps in as like, aha, classic hero.
Yeah. And then Indira makes the comment about Marie as well, and Ashley's straight in there with, and how did she do on the polls? Yeah,
because Ashley had probably seen all the stuff to do with the...
Yeah, let's see how
the club saved the night before.
Yeah, so it's like, how did she do on the polls? And they're like, scores well, it helps that she's beautiful. And she's like, perfect, bump her up.
Yeah. And then somebody asked
about Jordan, which, Jordan was there. Jordan played a big part of it.
Jordan did most of the fighting.
Jordan saved a lot of it. And how does Ashley describe it? It's really
Ashley phrases
cruel.
It as bi-gender Asian with pronoun fuckery. That'll go down well in the wherever shitholes of America.
States. Because that becomes a point later on when Jordan's talking to Marie and says, like, I don't go down. And Marie's like, and you think I'm a favourite down there?
Yeah.
A black woman?
Yeah. But yeah, so that's...
So at least, the kids are aware of where they stand. Jordan, more than any of them, is very much aware of how they're viewed, and that, especially for Jordan, their champion has gone.
Well, yeah, we see that with her later on.
Yeah. So, they are literally just... These aren't people to them. This is product.
Oh, God, yeah. Because, that's what the whole conversation is about. The whole conversation on loudspeaker is all about how do we cover this up and what way do we portray it.
Yeah.
And then Ashley says, take me off loudspeaker to
Dean,
I
need to talk to you.
And asks about the woods.
Were the woods involved?
Yeah. And says it'll be an absolute shit show if everything ever gets out about that. And the Dean says that she was brought in because she's a problem solver. Yeah,
and it was 400 kids found out that they had been injected with V and weren't God's gift, and I had barely any suicides.
Ashley responds, well, you just had one last night, and hangs
up the phone. But I think she was like, take me off speaker so that I can slam the phone down.
Yeah.
Because that is, I've missed flip phones just for the ability to be like, clip. Because it's not quite the same when you just have to press a button.
Well, does she not slam down a receiver?
Well, but because she has, when you're on speaker, you have to take the phone off.
Yeah. But you need...
so she gets to go...
Yeah, there's nothing satisfying about touching a button on a screen to hang up on somebody when you're angry.
But it's that...
Mitch Hedberg.
Yeah, it's
never getting an argument in a tent.
Yeah, because you're trying to
you can't
zip
slam
up
a door.
The flop.
Yeah, what do? Zip it up really quickly? Fuck you.
Zip.
But
that and a wallet in a casino.
Yeah, after that is when we find out that it's not even the first day of lectures yet, because Marie comes home and Emma's got everything ready. She's
Emma's so sweet.
Was it A-Train, beer, Maeve vodka?
She's got everything.
And bongs packed, but I don't think that's branded yet.
Everybody's got a bong, which is hilarious, because it's obviously cannabis does not really affect any of them in any way.
It's in New York. Is it legal in New York?
I have no idea.
And if so, I'm surprised they don't have any branded weed.
Yeah.
But anyway, Marie wants none of it. She just wants to go to bed.
Yeah, I don't blame her. She's had a long day.
Well, that's where we get the first of her. Look, I want to play it straight and narrow.
Yeah, I told myself I wasn't going to come here and do this. I need to focus on my goals and get ahead. And I've already become embroiled in this whole situation. I don't need this shit. I mean, she arrived on campus. She saw a dude's arms getting ripped off.
Yeah.
Apart from, invisible nudity and a gerbil fight. Then there was the whole going out with them.
Yeah. That
whole shit show. Almost getting expelled. Then almost getting attacked. It's been a long 48 hours.
Yeah, and very soon she's going to be doing like media interviews and shit like that.
Yeah, which she really doesn't, have to do. Well, is not aware of coming because she doesn't have a phone or anything like that.
Yeah, because the next day we see the whole Brink memorial.
Oh, social media Jeff.
And no, before that it's the
actual, fucking Instagram of it all. You're one with the stretchy arm.
The performative grief.
Oh, it is.
And you see Jordan is so there, true, and
she's genuinely like.
Yeah, they're quite upset, and they go to put down a
picture, yeah,
and then look at your one with the long arm crying, and then immediately stopping and posting the story. And I was like, I'm just gonna hang on to this photograph.
Yeah. No, but Emma, when Marie comes home and Emma's there with everything. And Emma just wants to be there and be a good friend. Alright,
that's why she's so nice. Yeah. One of the many reasons that she deserves to be protected.
She's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry and all this stuff happened to you. And yeah, Marie is a bit short with her.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she's had a very long day.
Yes, she has.
She's had a very long day. One can be forgiven for that. Emma's obviously just had like a shower and stuff like that. So it's late enough in the evening. And you can see the light kind of dye in her eyes a wee bit. But
yeah. But no, the next day we get brilliant bit with Cate and your man Rufus, who's Alexander Calvert.
Yeah.
That's fucking brilliant.
It was like, oh, guys will do anything to get away from Cate. And it's like, oh!
Nasty.
Oh!
Yeah, nasty. Very nasty.
Oh, that's fucking mean.
And yeah, well, he kind of deserves what he gets.
Oh, yeah.
Because Cate tells him...
Gonna get yourself a nice Louisville slugger? Hit yourself right in the nuts and yell Jumanji every time.
And I'm trying very hard not to like look ahead at anything to do with any of the other episodes, because we're recording after we watch an episode before we watch the next one.
And we're trying desperately to avoid spoilers.
I have seen that one episode later in the season is called Jumanji.
Oh no.
So I look forward to that. But yeah, we get a little bit there from Jordan when, is it Cate or Andre that they're talking to when they're saying that Brink was their champion, was the one that kind of stood up for them, and with Brink gone they're really not sure.
Andre. Yeah. Because Andre's moved up to number 1 and Jordan's been moved down to number 5. Jordan was number 3. And
that's correct. That has come out in the meantime.
Has moved down to 5, and Marie is on the list now, and she's the first freshman to ever be in the top 10.
Yeah, sorry, that comes out just before they did the whole performative grief thing.
Because people are like, Marie's walking through the quad, and people are like smiling and waving at her, and she's like, hi.
Your man who comes up to her is like, I'm doing a live react with my friend here, and she's like,
who the fuck are you? That guy who looks really young and incredibly old at the same time.
Kind of does.
It's weird. It was like, dude, how old are you?
But yeah,
because he's kind of a bit, Steve Buscemi. What's up, my dudes? Like,
not as what's up, my dudes, as fucking Jeff, who shows up after the whole Brink.
That hair, in fairness, Jeff's haircut does him no favors.
He is just so inappropriate in so many ways, between the "What's up, my soul sister." And then the immediately
hashtag Black Girl Magic.
I mean, no disrespect. It's like, well, then why did you fucking say it in the first place? No. And then the whole back massager, but you can use it any way you want.
The personal massager, which isn't a lie.
Well, yeah, but like
all the
he's talking to an 18-year-old girl. Like, cop on. It's just he's horrible. But yeah, he gives her a whole load of Vought stuff and tells her about how she's number 8 and what she's going to get, and has this. Actually, no, he doesn't tell her about the interview, because
no, they just kind of whisk her away, and then she gets to meet Courtney Fortney.
Yes, Courtney is back.
Courtney Fortney!
Because I didn't cop it straight away. I was like, she says, I'm Courtney Fortney. And I was like, Courtney Fortney. What a silly name. And then when, I can't remember, it was when she says something that's like bitchy or patronising. And I was like, wait a second. I recognise that fucking bitch face. She's Courtney from fucking season 1 of The Boys.
Yeah, it's Courtney Fortney.
Yeah, she's the one who's doing all the in inverted commas documentary.
When they're interviewing A-Train and he's like, can we make like your intro less like ghetto? And A-Train's like, that's what really happened. It can be ixnay the gang violence. Yeah, and she's also the one that records the argument between Maeve and I've forgotten her name.
Maeve and Elena.
Thank you.
But yeah, no, it's nice that we see these kind of little repeat characters. We get a few. We get, well, Ashley's not a smaller character anymore, but we get Courtney in this. We get Burke, PJ Burke, the director. Yes. And we get our most favourite.
Yay, Cameron Coleman!
Makes a return, a triumphant return, no less, because he correctly pronounces
Rear
Reardon. So well done, sir.
Oh, why are they hiding in the house?
But yeah, we're getting ahead of ourselves again.
We are.
Because Jeff is a douchebag, and then Courtney is back and says to Marie, look, you've got this big interview with...
Did she have clothes? No. Did she have a phone? No.
With, what's your one's name?
So, that blonde bitch.
Hillary something, or Haley something?
Haley
anyway,
something,
she's your one who was interviewing in season 3. She's one of the Bot News ones that kind of goes off script, and Ashley's like, I'm going to destroy you.
Yeah, so now she's like doing puff pieces.
So, yeah, well, again, just another nice little character to connect the two worlds.
You get the whole thing about everything being scripted. She's been given a wardrobe. Murray's been given, they're like, get to the Balenciaga rack.
Yeah.
And give her clothes, do her hair, makeup. They give her a script. You just have to follow everything that's going on. She does all the photos with Andre.
Yeah.
Because there's a whole big press junket going around them. They're going to be the Guardians of Gildalkin. Even as I'm saying it, it makes me nauseous.
Oh, she makes me nauseous. I fucking...
So you got Marie getting swept up into this big vault machine press junket. She's the darling. It's very reminiscent of Starlight.
It is, yeah. And
I think this whole we're going to run you through all of this.
There are, I think, supposed to be obvious parallels between her and Starlight.
I will say that white Balenciaga dress with the bell sleeves that they put her in is fucking stunning on her. Just the way it's shaped, it's gorgeous with the little corset bit.
But you can see kind of by the end of the photo shoot, she's kind of getting into it.
Yeah, because at the start she's very there's a key, and here's a lock. That's the only way I can describe it. And then she starts to get into it and loosen up and have fun. And I think as well, because Jazz Sinclair and Chance Perdomo had worked together before, it's very natural.
Yeah.
There's a long... So you could just see them there. That was just the pair of them having fun on a photo shoot. They weren't necessarily the characters.
But after the photo shoot, when they go outside...
and people just are taking photos, and she's like, I've learned that, it doesn't matter what you say. And he says, you just say yes to give the illusion of choice. And it's like, no, nobody should have to live their fucking life like that. And that's where you get to meet...
because he is he's Nepo soup baby.
Yeah, and Dad is very much, you must do the thing, and you'll be better than I am, because we're here, son. It's our dream. Even though you've lived the dream, you're still doing the weird stage mom thing.
Yeah, and he tells him later on, you're going to be a better polarity than I ever was.
Can he not get his own name?
No, I think it's supposed to be this whole legacy thing.
Oh, fuck
that's
off.
what they want to do. Yeah, because it's there actually at the photo shoot where Andre has the chat with his dad, and his dad's like, you've got your national interview, and I had to save Matchbox 20 from that lunatic before I got my first national interview.
Matchbox 20, nobody cares.
But then he's all like, Dick, and he's like, I know Luke meant that much to you, and it's hard, but when your mother died, I wanted to crawl into a bottle of Macallan, but I didn't. I struggled through it, and look at how great I am now, kind of thing.
Yeah, but you're also a parent. He's a teen,
also the implication there is, when your mother died, I wanted to just drink, but instead I focused on my career. So where does that leave Andre?
Yeah, Andre, well...
Not in the fucking picture.
It's been made very clear from the get-go that Andre and his father do not have...
the same views.
A similar relationship. Andre had already been like, oh great, I'd have to work with my dad if that was the case. And you can see this. The dad is very much, you will do this thing. Even though I've already achieved it.
Yeah.
You must also do the same thing as me.
And interestingly, kind of a diversion, I'm guessing they have the same powers because he's going to get the same name.
Yeah.
And with Maverick...
he's invisible as well. Now,
Ryan
seems to have the same as Homelander, so it must be...
we've been told Ryan's the only natural soup, and they've made mention before of other soups having heroes that aren't powered like Maverick. So I'm guessing that unless they've changed the backstory and there are some natural born soups, Maverick and Andre both got injected with V as babies or as teenagers. We don't know when. But
I'm going to go with as babies, because that seems to be the most stable way they do it.
Definitely with Andre, I'd say. Maverick, it's not as up because up until we saw Maverick in Gen V, we had no idea that he had any powers. We thought he was just a normal kid. So maybe he got it later. We're not sure. But they got the same powers as their parents. So.
Well, if they have pretty much, 50% the same genetics as the parent, and Gen V and the... V activates those some genetic sequence, it's gonna, and you have that marker.
But
it's going to probably produce a similar, or at least a power in the same family.
But it means that your genes somewhat determine what powers you get.
Yeah, by the way they interact with it.
So that's interesting, and possibly
they get a
could
bit
lead
more
to
selective.
Further, well, could lead to
Is that
further
what they're doing
refinement.
in the woods?
Yeah, exactly. Like that might be getting way too deep, but yeah, is it a case that they've realised
we do get
that
a mention
and are
of
like,
Sage Grove in this as well?
Yes, we do. But yeah, I just thought that was an interesting thing.
Yeah.
That we've seen two kids who
have
by the lore of the show should have been injected with V as opposed to born.
Yeah.
But still have the same powers as their parents, and I just thought that was an interesting little
Yeah,
thing.
so there's a genetic component. Like, it's probably like, it's you have, the way you're predisposed to have like certain features and things like that.
But yeah, Andre kind of has his chat with his dad and then goes to head outside and have a chat with Marie, but not before Jeff is even more inappropriate and compares Marie to Pretty Woman, but without the ass fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff is just horrible.
Yeah. It's like, way to say that to a child.
But outside, Andre kind of tries to be like, look, let's talk about what happened with
it's
Luke.
pretty messed up. What about that kid the other night?
Yeah.
And Marie says something about into the woods.
No, she says something. She says, did you get that from your dad? He says, that's about the whole. That's what it is. Sorry. When he says you have to give the illusion of choice, she says, did you get that from your dad? And he goes,
why? What did my dad tell you?
Yeah, what did my dad tell you?
And saying that what Luke had said to him was, your dad hasn't.
Yeah.
And it's like, has what?
Because he had tried to get a bit of info out of his dad.
Yeah.
What did Luke say anything to you?
Had he come to you, and Luke and his dad was just pretty much like, I know he was your friend, but obviously he was very troubled, and you just kind of got to move on with your life because this will drag you down and it'll tarnish your image.
Yeah. But yeah, so that gets him kind of curious, and they start talking about what happened to Golden Boy, and Marie's like, listen, no thanks. Like, I'm sorry your friend died, but I don't want any of this.
Yeah.
I came out with you for one night. I nearly got expelled.
And then I almost got killed.
and just thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah. Which, fair enough, yeah.
Fair enough.
Doesn't need to be involved.
And even more fair enough, Andre seems to understand.
Yeah. I also enjoy in that while they're having the thing, because your one with the tail wants to take a photo.
Oh, yeah.
And she ends up storming off, and then the other one's like,
you're such a cunt, Harper.
Yeah. Told you should have taken the photo. You're such a cunt, Harper.
Yeah.
That's the girl with the tail.
Hopefully, given that whole confrontation happens in front of Harper will be like, delete that fucking footage now, you whore.
Yes. She's really unusual looking.
Harper.
Yeah.
She kind of looks like a real life Disney princess.
Yeah, she really does. She's got the big eyes.
But yeah, after that kind of, for the rest of the episode, Marie's story is separate from Andre.
Yeah, it's kind of
Kate's.
Marie and Emma are having their own little thing going on.
Well, Emma's kind of got her own thing going on,
but
and so does Marie. It's mostly just Marie and the interview.
Yeah,
and
there
the Dean
is
and stuff.
There is a lot of self-harm in this episode.
Well,
and allusions to self-harm, so just be aware of that if you haven't actually watched it. It can be.
They do.
For myself,
it comes up at the start of every episode, but the nature
it was very kind of.
Well, just the nature of Emma's powers and the nature of Marie's powers both are.
But there are moments in that. There's when Marie is sitting at the bed. There's a moment there where it was like, "Oh, I have been right there, and I know exactly what's going through your mind." So it's something to be aware of.
Yeah, and it makes Marie a very much more of a complex character as well, because she has to cut herself to use her powers, but she also
cuts
herself seems to cut herself as a coping mechanism. And yeah, it's just none of these characters seem to be as well developed as the ones that we have seen on The Boys.
Yeah,
and even Cate, who we thought was a bit bitchy the last episode, we start to get a lot more of her in this episode as well.
Yeah, you get a bit more of Jordan's kind of backstory. You get to see that these people like Emma, it seems to have just had money thrown at her whole life to make her go away and be quiet. Mm-hmm. But she's not useful unless she's marketable to her family.
Yeah, but Emma's little side story. That's kind of it starts next, because it starts with Burke's acting class.
Yeah,
where he is just so pretentious.
I love how the Hall of Crime Fighting or whatever it is all like super futuristic and modern, and then the acting class is a big dirty theatre.
Yeah, well, we don't see the crime fighting yet,
with dramatic spotlights.
But yeah, Burke is there being a twat, and Emma's like, or the girl sitting beside Emma's like, didn't he direct Dawn of the Seven?
No, she's like after looking him up and is like, he directed Dawn of the Seven. It's like, yeah, but then he showed his dick to somebody.
He showed his dick to Minka Kelly, so now he's in director jail.
Yeah.
And again, nice to see another.
I hope she hit him on the penis with the fly swatter. No.
But yeah, he's incredibly pretentious and then tells them all before the end of the class that they have to partner up. And Dickhead from the previous episode tries to come up to Emma and be like, oh, hey.
No, she says hi to him and he like blanks her.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
he's
yeah,
like calls over another girl and she's like, what the fuck?
And then, is it Justine?
I don't know.
The bitch shows up and kind of like basically outs him as being a dickhead and is like, let me guess,
Yeah, Justine.
Yeah, Justine's like, let me guess, he convinced you to get small and hang off his tiny little penis.
Because it's the only way it would look big to anybody. And she does emasculate him quite well. And you're having a moment of going, yes!
Yes!
Solidarity!
But
Hopefully
it
the other girl. But it's also a manipulation tactic.
Yeah,
because she's like, we should partner up. Because I really admire your work in Little Cricket. I was only messing the other day. I'm a big fan. And it's like, hang on. For one thing, you were hanging out with douche face.
Yeah.
And probably know what happened.
But she almost has me in the next scene with them when they're in Emma and Marie's apartment and they're kind of workshopping what they're going to do. And she's all like, no, you don't have to be a small person. That's not why I picked you.
Yeah, because she's like, every movie that Emma suggests involves like a normal sized person and somebody like who's very small. Like...
Oh, and we get a reference to Termite having OD'd as well.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, she's like, no,
well,
I don't want you to be small.
He did blow up his lover in a really gruesome fashion.
And then Butcher shook him about in a giant bag of cocaine.
Oh God, yeah. And he started having all them bad seizures. The behind the scenes of that, if you ever just go and look them up, they're fucking hilarious. Of him in the bag, in the trampoline. It's so fun looking.
I'm sure there'll be excellent behind the scenes shots of this too. I've already seen one or two online, but again, trying not to
but
watch
yeah, definitely the season 3 behind the scenes for the special effects. It's well worth going and watching.
But yeah, I almost believe Justine when she's like, you know,
you don't need to get tiny.
Yeah,
like,
I don't
I'm
want
your
that.
friend,
And then
blah,
she
blah.
ekes the information out of Emma about how she uses her powers and has to vomit to get small.
Yeah,
and Emma is very obviously upset.
Yeah, because Emma makes a comment about the fact that she's already losing the enamel on her back teeth, which is a really bad sign. That's a really, really bad sign. Especially
if you're a superhero, I'd imagine.
Yeah, but like that's mouth infections kill more people than anything.
Oh no, but
the fact that the thing that makes her small is so detrimental to her health that even her superpowers. Because she was saying it's not just all at once either, and unfortunately we do see it later on, it's incremental.
Yeah.
Like, that's not good for you.
No.
In any way, shape, or
form. And it's
form.
clear from the way she's talking about it that it's not something that she's proud of, it's not something she enjoys, and it's like explicitly clear that it's not something she likes or is really comfortable talking about. And then they kind of are like, right, well, what scene are we going to do? And that scene ends. The next we see Emma is with everybody being really childish for starters.
Yeah. But I'm beginning to think that that's just kind of, by the time we got into university and we're like, you're out on your own, we didn't have RAs or anything like that. Like,
no, we had RAs.
Were there? I never met a fucking RA in my life.
There were RAs, yeah.
Were there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough. They didn't do
anything. No, but, security were more likely to show up, but that was if somebody had rang in a couple of complaints. But it wasn't anywhere near as heavily regimented as like it seems to be. No, but just on an American
everybody
campus,
doing the whole
security
like
thing.
Everybody
really
doing the whole like fingers down the throat.
Oh
thing,
yeah,
like,
you're dividing.
Now at least one girl is like, if that's true, you should really get help, and it's like, but
judgy.
Well, it's judgy, but it's clear from what Justine has said in her video, because we see a clip of the video, that it's not something she does. Like, she's not bulimic in the sense that she does it to control
body dysmorphia,
or her weight or anything like that. She does it to activate her power.
Yeah.
So like seeking help isn't gonna matter unless she can get help to transform another way. No, like it's nice that girl is. There is one person who expresses concern, but everybody else is just a dick about it.
And like she does, like the girls when she takes the video when they're like when she's like, oh, can I see that? And they look up and they're like, oh shit. And you can see when she looks at them, the girls do have sympathy for her. The girls that are sitting at that table because they see her immediate reaction and they see how hurt she is. But everyone else, the guys who are like making the throw finger gesture, no, grow up, cop on to yourself. What the fuck is wrong with you?
And Emma rightly kind of wants a confrontation. And
she goes straight for her and with triumph.
Mid manipulation of poor Harper.
Oh,
from
Harper.
Earlier, trying to get her to like suck on her tail because it'll be all sexy.
Like, and Harper apparently discovered she has a gag reflex.
And when Emma bursts in and is like, "Why the fuck did you do that?" Justine's response just makes me hate her even more.
Justine has read every single Notes app apology from every single influencer. Because that is what she would... Now, if she'd wanted to go full hog and had been prepared, she would have been in the grey hoodie with no makeup crying.
Yeah.
Crying the not tears. Unfortunately, the ukulele video hadn't come out by the time this was done because that probably would have gone in there too.
We might get a reference to that next season.
But she does I'm sorry if you felt that way. I didn't realise that you didn't.
Secret. I thought I could help other people.
Why did you tell me if you didn't want this? And it's just... And people like that infuriate me because they're so fucking, like, up themselves.
Look.
That, she may have turned around and expressed a modicum of fucking guilt on her face, but that was because she got fucking found out and somebody scolded her.
Yeah.
By the next episode, she is going to have twisted this into a brutal attack against her and against her message of positive feminism. That's exactly what she's going to do with it. And I want to slap her.
Yeah, no, it's just like I was just about
Sorry.
to say. No, you're right. The only thing that I've been waiting to say is that A, violence is never the answer. B, violence against women doubly so. And C, I still want to slap her face raw.
It was just this self-entitled smugness and this complete disregard for other people's feelings if it would get her, because the whole reason she is doing this is because Emma has a better social media presence than she does, and she's using her to try and get views and likes. So by using Emma's story that was not hers to tell, regardless of whether or not Emma had told her that and was like, I don't mind if you tell this to people, that's still not her fucking story to tell. Like something like that, you would invite her on to maybe share it. Or you would, be like, I know somebody who has to do this or whatever. But you keep it like, okay, I'll see somebody who's throw up to get small.
There's no justifying Justine's actions.
But it's not your fucking place, you bitch.
We just for context, we had to pause the episode both times that we watched it. So
I could go off on one. It's people like that, and then to class it up as being feminist and pro-feminist when all you're doing is stamping on other people's stories
to get ahead. Oh yeah.
No.
But we were talking about this off air as well, and I was saying what was really interesting about it is that she was the one who was saying that she was starring in the VOT Plus equivalent of WandaVision last week. Yeah.
And she was saying she knew about being typecast, and it was like, because you're a fucking cunt.
Well, yeah, but she seems to have a quite successful acting career, but she still is envious of the million social media followers that Emma has, and it's just
that's because
fame is different nowadays.
Like you have
and
influencer
it's interesting to
fame.
see that reflected, because influencers come with an inbuilt audience.
Influencer
Actors
fame is very difficult. Is very different to what would now be considered like traditional celebrity of being having a talent and stuff like that. Like you can look at in sort of like, don't get me wrong, it's a hard ass job. Like I can understand that. Like there's the people who do it and do it seriously and put a lot of time and effort into their stuff. Yeah. But there's other people who just post random shite or say controversial shit for the sake of it, like trolls and things like that, and people who just do like reaction channels or whatever that aren't really doing it. They're just watching a show and going, ooh, eh. Yeah. Or especially the mommy bloggers. I have but that's a separate issue entirely. One rant at a time, please. But it is a completely different level of fame, because you get people like this person might have like 6 million followers. I wouldn't have a fucking clue who they are. Yeah. And it's weird the way it's assessed. And I don't think I would consider most influencers to be celebrities, except for like the big ones that have maybe broken through to like mainstream consciousness. Mm. To be already in that realm and trying to go the other way is a bit unusual.
Well, I think she's just desperate for the attention.
She just wants
the
attention.
Followers.
Yeah.
But that's all we get of Emma for this episode, except for a scene at the very end where we see her
purging.
Yeah, poor Emma.
And it's really sad.
Poor Emma. But that's all we get of her for now, and I really want her to have a better time for the rest of the season. Like, stop being mean to Emma, everybody.
Please, my heart can't take it anymore. Like, because she's just so sweet, and she just wants people to like her.
Yeah.
She just wants somebody to fucking like her, because apparently nobody in her life has.
Well, I don't even think that she necessarily... She
doesn't seem to have a very, like, loving family
I don't think that she wants...
environment.
It's not that she wants people to like her in a kind of superficial sense. She wants friends.
Yeah. No,
She
that's
wants
what
connection.
I meant. Yeah, like, she wants somebody to actually like her for who she is.
We do, Emma. We love you. But then getting back to Marie, who has now been transferred into the School of Crime Fighting.
Yeah, because she's on the rise, so they're going to get her into the crime. They're going to give her everything she wants, because at the minute she's their star.
Yeah, she's their rising star, certainly.
Yeah, they need something to detract from.
And you can see Jordan looks a little bit put upon when they realise that Marie's joining the class.
Yeah, and they're, especially because they're all like, oh, if it wasn't for her efforts and this, that and the other. And Jordan's just like, oh, I fucking hate you, which is why you get Jordan approaching Marie after the class.
Yeah.
To be like, hey, I was there too. And, Brinks was like a father to me.
No, yeah, I have nobody to fight my corner
now,
anymore.
Brinks is the
help.
only person who saw me and saw the potential that I had. And you get the moment when he's like, I'm not, I hit here. And Marie being like, yeah, and you think I am.
And again, Marie kind of restates the whole, like, none of this
are
is
you
new
forgetting
for me, like,
that I nearly got expelled to cover for your coke fueled
well,
asses?
also, as she's like, you refused me in the first place.
This class.
Then I nearly got expelled trying to cover for you. Like, I don't owe you anything.
Yeah.
Which is true. And for a while...
And she's like, I'm going to take everything that they give me.
Yeah.
And I don't blame her.
No, you can't blame her for looking out for number one, especially given everything that's happened to her. Like, and she, for a while, she does consider it. Because like Jordan tells Marie, you can change, you can say whatever you want when you're live on camera. They have to run with it. Like, which I don't think is something Brink would ever have taught a class.
No, but presumably in the case of Jordan...
That's true. Brink might have always said that to Jordan.
Because I'm possibly even said to Jordan to, like, change and stuff like that on camera, because they would have tried to paint them as one or the other. Yeah, true. Actually,
that's a very good point.
So, from Jordan's perspective, anything that they do live is very important.
And we've seen it in the show, well, in the boys' show, numerous times.
Oh, Starlight speech?
Well, yeah, a number of Starlight speeches, even Homelander going off script. We've seen people go off script and it have big ramifications
and
before
Ashley
in the
loses
show.
all her hair because of it.
Yeah, and we see Marie consider it because when she's kind of sitting down getting her makeup done before the interview, she's practicing her lines.
And then she's, also those hair and makeup people are doing nothing. They were just actors who were told around to stand around and poke at her.
Just take an empty sponge and just poke her in the face with it.
Actually get the makeup and hair crew to stand in and do something, because
makeup and hair crew don't look like makeup and hair crew on film.
And you gotta use a bunch of cats.
You gotta tape a bunch of cats together.
Because there's one at the back and she's just like picking up her locks and putting them down.
I wasn't watching. See, that wasn't my issue. My issue was, why are you practicing going off script
in front of
these people? But they obviously don't give, if they don't give a shit about her makeup, like you have noticed, they obviously don't give a shit about what she's saying. So.
No, it's just that the people that are doing things around her aren't actually doing anything.
Look, it's TV. There's always, like, at least it's not as bad as, do you remember breakfast at Becca's? Homelander and Ryan and Becca having breakfast together, and the table was just full of fucking food.
Oh, the classic all-American breakfast where the table is like groaning under the weight of pancakes and bacon and eggs and orange juice.
And nobody eats anything the whole time they're sat at the table. And the
kids still just grab a slice of toast from the toaster.
Yeah, and run out the door.
None of the, like, mountain of toast on the fucking counter.
Yeah, so I'll let them away with it. But yeah, she considers going off script.
She does, and she is going to tell the truth. And she's like, she understands how important it is to Jordan, because she doesn't have the same, like, she had recognised not having a voice like that, not being seen like that.
I think it's we're not going to give you any gotchas, except for this giant gotcha right here.
Yeah.
I think that's what changes her mind.
She's so stunned by it. Well, obviously, because she's had the conversation with the dean.
Oh yeah, I was just about to say we skipped that conversation
about because the dean's also like, well, I was a clinical behavioural therapist before I did this, blah 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 blah. Now tell me all your secrets.
Well, and Marie's is the kind of atypical response that you see of people who don't like therapists of, your mumbo jumbo won't work on me, and it's like, it doesn't work that way. It's not about you being susceptible to a psychologist.
Does the dean live there? Because I know trying to find a professor outside of office hours here is damn near impossible.
Well, no, doesn't she like get called to the dean?
She gets called to the dean first, but then later on when she shows up, the dean is just there in like their nice sofa with her nice sofa and her roaring fire. Like honestly, trying to find any lecturer outside of their scheduled office hours is damn near impossible.
She's also got a lot on her plate, so I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't leave the campus. Yeah. Like, but yeah, they have a conversation about what Marie really wants, and even though Marie's like, no, I just want to be a hero, we get to the nub of the matter.
The story about her sister,
which is that she wants to get her sister back.
Yeah,
or prove to her sister that she's not a monster, and then maybe get her sister back.
Yeah, which is immediately used against her.
But yeah, following on from that conversation, and then when she sits down just before the interview, and your one Haley or Hillary or whatever she's called is like, we don't have any gotchas, but I'm going to tell you about the fact that your sister never wants to see you again.
But it's a shame we couldn't get the interview or the soundbite from your sister, and she's like, what soundbite?
Yeah.
And it's like,
didn't you know?
No, it's
totally done on purpose.
Oh yeah, and then she's like, "Oh, sorry, sweetie."
Yeah, you didn't know, but I think it's that makes Marie change her mind to not help Jordan.
Well, it's that it's like fuck. They're already holding my sister over my head.
Yeah,
and if I do they know where my sister is.
I can't risk it now.
They've been able to contact my sister. They know where she is. I'm not allowed to know where she is.
Mm-hmm. Not only that.
And if I don't do this thing, they're going to take her away from me. I'm never going to be able to see her.
Well, I don't think it's that explicit of a threat yet for her. I think it's just I'm now in a position where I'm going towards everything I ever wanted.
Yeah,
I'm on the fast track to everything I ever wanted, which could end up with me getting back with my sister. And even though I've just been told that she doesn't want to see me, I still don't want to jeopardize the only chance I have of never getting her again. So sorry, Jordan, I can't help you. And she reads the script as well. She slightly stares
for about 30 seconds, and Leave it.
She's either going to crash and burn, or we're going to have. She actually said we're going to have the black starlight on our hands.
Yeah,
and I mean that's. Like, she's shrewd.
Yeah.
I don't like Courtney, but she is shrewd because she's either going to crash and burn and it's going to be good television because everybody loves a car crash.
Yeah.
Or she's going to blow something out of the water, but neither happens and she just toes the company line.
And they do their interview and it's all good. And
yeah, in the meantime,
there's supposed to be Andre's supposed to have been there in this interview, and they can't find him anywhere, and his dad's freaking out, and it's really funny because it's like, oh, now we have to re-chiron everything. There's a chair, and he's like,
we'll have to go
bastard.
with Guardian of Godalkin. Still too many fucking syllables.
Yeah, but like it's like, oh, now we have to like fix everything and this, that, and the other, and they just hop to it, and he's like leaving like really angry voicemails.
Oh, but he's also really, really pissed off because he's had that conversation previously with just some random executive-y looking guy. Where your man's like, is he
picking out the curtain? Is he measuring for drapes in the Seven Tower?
Something along those lines.
Is he taking starlights all the apartment or Maeve's?
And what is Andre's? Have you gotten his actual name yet?
Polarity.
Yeah,
I think he's just Polarity.
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, so Mr. Anderson.
P. Anderson.
he's like, oh,
you said it, not mine. Yeah. So it's
but it's still, he's like, oh shit, he's got a proper chance now.
And he's fucking it up
royal. But yeah, so he doesn't show up for the interview, and we will let you know what he's been up to. But Marie does the interview as planned, and then we see her back at the apartment. She wants to talk to Emma.
It's not an apartment, it's a dorm room, baby.
Whatever.
An apartment.
We see her back at her college hovel.
You have to leave to go to the bathroom.
Okay, we see her back at her shithole. She's texting
a bedroom,
Emma, going, I think I fucked up royally.
Yeah. Where I need vodka.
I need all the vodka.
Yeah, she's like she is reaching out to Emma. She's like, I'm really sorry, but like it is. But Emma's unfortunately purging in the bathroom and having her own horrible time. And yeah, we see that's the other self-harm bit because the pair of them are happening kind of side by side.
Yeah.
Emma's trying to, Emma's just had all of this blasted across social media. And she's reacting in the way that most people would, which is doing the thing.
Yeah, Marie
continuing in the destructive manner. Marie is having a meltdown because her sister doesn't want anything to do with her.
And she also has kind of stepped on somebody else.
She's realised as well.
Stepped on another marginalised person who, she knows the experience of.
Yeah.
I feel shitty saying things like this as a white dude. Like, you know what I mean? I cannot speak to either of their experiences.
No, but you also can express empathy for somebody's situation.
But yeah, and I think that's it. She's like, I probably shouldn't have done that to Jordan.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Emma's not around, so she goes to see the Dean.
Yeah, well, after a small amount of self-harm.
Well, yeah, that's what you were saying. Yeah. There's the two kind of bits of self-harm going concurrently with Emma purging and Marie cutting herself. Yeah, where it is
the abuse of the powers at the same time. We had a little bit with Marie in the first episode when she's behind the building. And she, like, because that was, I know for myself, it used to be when I was extremely frustrated or angry. Yeah. And if I could have done something like that and had, like, if I'd been able to manipulate it and fling it at something, yeah, I would have as a release.
Yeah, well, but yeah, and
like the way it's portrayed, I do, like, I can see a lot of how I used to react in it, and I do sympathise with her for that, and I just think it's really, really well done.
But like Emma has said, she hates herself when she's doing it, and when we see her doing it at the end of the episode, it's presumably for no reason, so it therefore is also...
It's a form of
self-harm. Absolutely a form of self-harm, and both of their self-harm issues are equally tied to their powers.
Yeah.
But yeah, so after that then Marie goes to see the Dean. It's kind of a confrontation where she's like, did you know about my sister? And the Dean's response...
Because she's like, yeah, I confided in you about this thing I want to do. And then 4 or 5 hours later, it's being weaponized against me.
But she should have copped because... We didn't see the Dean. Now, the Dean could well have been at the interview, but we didn't see her at the interview. And certainly that gotcha wasn't filmed. It was just said from one person to another. So when the Dean's like, of course not. How could I have known? Yeah. As opposed to, what do you mean? What about your sister?
Yeah.
So she absolutely knew, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, and then she
gives her a big hug and has an evil look on her face. This is how we
control her.
Yeah.
We have to have blackmail on all of them.
It's like they don't have enough blackmail material
and then
on her already.
Hugs her and it's like, it's okay, sweetie, come here. And it's like, oh, you're not a nice person at all.
Yeah, and that's...
Which is, just proven.
Well, yeah, we see definitely
we get immediate proof of that uneasy feeling that you've been feeling that is correct.
Yeah, because...
she's got a secret elevator in her office like every good evil person should have.
Yeah, because directly after
it goes straight to hell.
Yeah.
Through Steamland.
Directly after her first chat with Marie, she goes down, and I love her couple of interactions in the woods when she's walking down the hallway. She's like, "Hi, Bob," and Bob goes, "I'm Greg."
But Greg gets his comeuppance later.
Yeah, well, he does. Yeah,
it's Bob.
One of them gets mentioned later on. Oh yeah, well, Bob says leave that to clean up for Greg, and then gets the fun that happens to him later. But yeah, she's talking to a scientist.
They're wearing fucking motorcycle helmets almost. Yeah. Like big full front helmet things.
But she's talking to a random scientist about Brink and says, hey, look, you mess with tigers, you're going to get bit, just like Roy. And your man's like...
No, just like Siegfried. And the doctor goes, I think that was Roy.
I think that was Roy,
and Roy was the one that was attacked and dragged off by one of the tigers in 2003. Well,
I like that immediate follow-up of getting another name wrong.
Yeah.
But also, it's telling about her. So she's involved in the woods, but she definitely views herself as more a part because she's saying that Brink was effectively like their version of Joe Exotic, playing around with fire with the students.
And who's she fucking that bitch?
She's that bitch Carol Baskin who's more removed and more scientific and knows how to but
is she gonna coat her husband in fish oil and feed him to a tiger?
But I think that's the differentiation we're supposed to see. Like Brink studied them but loved them and interacted with them, whereas she views herself as more a part.
Yeah,
she is not gonna
she's
be
above them.
She
views them as specimens. She's a bit more Vogelbaumy.
Oh, and we really see that then because we see Sam is back in the woods and about to get experimented on in some way, but she's all like, every time you break out, you only hurt yourself.
See, we have to keep doing this to you. And it looks like they're giving him an epidural.
Yeah, poor...
Something in the spine. He's getting something in the spine. Poor Sam.
He just cries.
Stop naming little brother Sam, please? Is it just because he likes it? Does he just like having the older brother going, Sammer? Because I'm beginning to think that's all it is.
Well, we're not going to get the older brother going, Sammer, because the older brother exploded.
Yeah, he did.
But that's kind of the only scene we see of her involvement with the woods for the rest of this episode. And other than that, all we haven't talked about is Andre and Cate's
Andre, Cate, and Jordan, and kind of like what they're up to. But Jordan basically is quite removed in this because they've got their own stuff going on because they've been demoted. They've had the moment with Marie, and they were really depending on Marie.
Yeah,
and the interview, and when you see the aftermath of the interview, Jordan is just completely despondent and is like, well, nobody else can fucking...
Yes, because that is where... Sorry, I got all excited because Jordan finds out by watching it on her phone, but that's also where we see the little news clip about Homelander being on trial and Cameron Coleman being back.
Well, they're showing it as well. That's Andre and Cate are watching the Cameron Coleman hour.
I think that's how it cuts between Jordan watching. Yeah, Jordan watching,
and he's
then
talking about why the Reardon family, if they have nothing to hide, why are they
hiding?
Because their son just died.
And why are you going to that if he got taken when he was 4 or 5 under Brink's care? Why are you going after the parents? But again, it's the
Kate
Vought
does
spin.
say as well, Kate does say his parents are lovely and stuff like that. So yeah.
Oh, it's absolutely the Vought spin.
Yeah, Kate was saying I've met his parents. His parents were really nice.
She says it to Andre do you not remember how lovely they were?
About that his little brother died, and he's saying that they're he thinks that that's later on when they find the phone.
That's when they find the phone. Yeah,
but you get. Good old Cameron.
Was delighted to see him back. Yeah, but, Andre and Cate.
What's up, coal miners?
Yes. The two of them have a chat about how messed up it is and what happened
and why are they saying all of these things. And they do. Kate's a bit more why are they saying this? Andre's a bit more accepting of that. This is the way the machine works.
Yeah, but
he's obviously having grown up in it with his father being involved in it. He is far more aware of what's going behind the curtain.
Yeah, so they decide to go to Golden Boy's apartment, which they discover has already been cleaned out. Again. Oh, and we get those Lucky Lou signs. We've seen them at the start of the episode.
No Lucky Lou.
But yeah, the Black Noir no Lucky Lou signs.
No Lucky Lou. But dorm room has been completely cleaned out. There's nothing there at all.
Which just further raises their suspicions.
Yeah, because they're who would have gotten here this quickly to do this? And even you get that brilliant line from Cate later on about how Golden Boy's bottom drawer was full of dildos, and even they're all gone.
Yeah. But I like as well that's where we get to see a little bit more of Kate's softness, and
because she's getting headaches, because using her power to push thoughts into people's heads does take a toll on her.
Yeah, but she's also saying, look, I'll investigate to Andre, you go and do your interview thing, you can't miss out this. She says it a couple of times too.
She's so it's nice for her. It's not wrong to want it.
Yeah, and it's she
understands
a lot more supporting than I was expecting her to be, given her what we got from her in the first episode.
She's they've all said it before, they've all wanted it. They all want it.
And it's okay to want it.
Yeah, it's okay to want it, and it's okay to get it. But we also need to find out what happened to our friend, and that's when they have the conversation about Sam, or they're saying didn't he have a little brother who died? And it's it was Sam. He was in some
he was
Cedar Grove or something like that. So it's ooh, he was in Sage Grove. It was because he had a little brother who was schizophrenic.
But yeah,
that's what the whole thing is, that they've been told the story that the little brother is schizophrenic, and he had to go to a facility. Could it have run in the
family?
They were saying this, that, and the other about him.
But
it's nice to see that they're actually friends outside of their relationship with Golden Boy, because sometimes you have a best friend and the girlfriend, and they actually don't really like each other. These two.
No, they seem to be a tight knit group, they were. But what the other thing that I thought was interesting is if he was in Sage Grove, is the implication there, because Sage Grove was their adult experimentation facility.
Were they experimenting on kids before that, and they've moved the kids to the woods?
Or were the parents going, hey, let's see if we can get a second super kid, and sent him there? Or did he already have superpowers and was problematic, so got sent to Sage Grove?
Yeah,
was Sage
trying
Grove,
to work out what they've done with the kids.
Was Sage Grove a holding facility as well as an adult testing facility, or was he tested on there? And I wonder, will we get an answer to that?
Yeah.
But
maybe they're trying to get different powers out of the same because Sage Grove seems to have been power specific, they were injecting people and seeing what would manifest.
Oh yeah,
and if they're trying to work out if it seems to be that the family lines seem to dictate. If you've you've already got 2 or 3 examples there, and they have one kid that can set themselves on fire. Also, on fire, baby.
Well, that's but that's another good point you've just raised. Is, as we talked about earlier, Maverick and Andre both have the same powers as their dad, so genetics seems to play. But siblings, we've seen. Now he could light fire. We haven't seen him, but we only saw Sam like be particularly strong, knocking cars and stuff around the place, and somehow telepathically communicating with his brother.
So yeah,
so
calling
different powers.
Yeah.
Again, I'm just really interested in his story and the specifics of it.
Because I'm kind of going, ooh, X-Men and the Summers Boys all had different like variations on the laser
of the same power. Yeah,
but it manifested in different forms. So it'd be interesting to see what his powers come into being.
But yeah, so they don't really find anything in his apartment, and they go.
Well, because there's fucking nothing there.
Yeah, and they go out, and one of them notices that a security camera has been
melted. Yeah, and he's like, "That wasn't me."
And it was pointed at his dad's statue, and he's like, "Crap,
my dad has it."
So he goes and punches a hole in the crotch of his dad's statue.
He uses his mouth thing to go. Whap.
Well,
no, it opens out.
Yeah.
So now his dad's got, a vagine.
He doesn't close it again, though.
No, he's got a vagine.
Which he probably should. Well, especially given the contents of the phone that they find inside the statue.
Yeah, there's no camera looking at it because it's melted. And,
True.
And given, the vandalism that seems to have occurred on that campus already, because the Homelander statue is pretty badly vandalised.
But yeah, they find this phone inside, and Luke is on it with a very frantic video saying,
I'm not crazy, and my brother is alive, and he's in the woods, and I'm going to go confront Brinks about it, because Brinks knows everything.
Well,
and
yeah,
I'm
but it's
sorry
kind of
this had to come to this.
If you see this, things have gone wrong kind of video.
And I love you, and tell Cate I love her, but I need to go and do this, basically. So it's like,
I think that's where we get the Sage Grove mention, is after that, because he talks about his brother, and they're like, oh shit, the brother that we thought was dead. Yeah,
didn't his brother die? And it was like, wasn't he schizophrenic and this, that and the other. So that's kind of like, oh, okay, he's, because they keep talking about where they had the mentions in the first episode of the dreams in the woods, so has this unlocked some memory. Maybe they've been trying to like fucking, what was it? No, it wasn't Operation Paperclip. That was the extraction of people. What was the one the CIA did where they tried to sleeper program people?
Oh, the men who stare at goats. That
type
whole thing.
Shit? Yeah, the embedded suggestion.
I was only thinking about that the other day, that both Marie and Cate would be fantastic candidates for CIA assassinations, because they love the idea of stopping hearts with people using their minds to stop hearts.
Yeah.
So Marie can do that.
Yeah,
and Cate can do whatever the hell she wants by just touching people.
And like, there's a drug as well that induces a heart attack, causes autism, but is basically untraceable. Yeah, they love all that mad shit. But is it one of those, where they had they tried to do that thing with the kids where they...
Is it a programming type thing?
The programming, this, so you'd have kids that would be activated with a code word.
And
there's a great bit in American Dad with Haley.
Yes.
That whole
again,
shit.
I'm wondering again, is it a thing? Is it related to, because it seems to be to do with experimenting on the kids? Is it something related back to controlling Homelander? Because
Homelander is kind of off the wall.
And given that we see they have later on, they've developed forms of weapons to use against Supes.
Yeah.
Is that what the Woods is? Is the Woods a secret way of controlling?
Yeah, are they trying to get into them early so that, they're conditioning them? Is it that sort of a thing? Instead of
Andre going off to his interview, he decides to break into Brink's office.
Yeah, because he's like, well, Brink's had to know something, and they've already cleared out Golden Boy's dorm room. So he's like, I need to go and see what I can find. And Brink's office and shit is also there.
You would think they would have cleared out the office of the guy who was involved in the Woods first, as opposed to the kid who was experimented on and cracked.
Dunno.
But, well, I mean, if they did, plot wouldn't happen.
But, so he breaks in, is going through his laptop, and they're like, they are smart. There is a fingerprint lock, but he can manipulate metal and presumably...
But he does still have a folder that's just labelled The Woods in his C drive.
And we get a whole lot of names I didn't really recognise.
Yeah, we paused it and we read all the names.
Because it's,
So far, none of those names mean anything. But I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
But he does see Sam Reardon.
Well, but as we saw in season 3...
Oh, in Red River?
In Red River, yeah.
When they're going through the files, Marie was
already there. So I wouldn't be surprised if those names come back.
Marie's already there, and it was a current photo of her.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I mean. So I wouldn't put it past the show for any of those names to come back in future or even in the main show.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he gets the picture. That's all he manages to get.
Yeah, he takes a photo of it on his phone and then has to promptly hide under a desk.
Yep.
For insurgents. Because the subtitles describe them as insurgents.
No, intruders. Yeah. And I was like, ooh, are they separate from the VOT thing? But no, they have VOT badges. It's just
They're the Woods security, so they're like super secret co-op, black op.
Well, they must be, because after they take the laptop...
Yeah, when they're like, oh, we have to get out of here before security comes in.
Yeah, well, Andre follows them and they kill the janitor dude.
Poor janitor. Was.
But he says, oh, we're just security, and then kills the guy. So I'm guessing, nobody is supposed to know.
In fairness, that's because they're going through a hidden door in the wall that has to be opened up with, like, presumably some sort of, like, infrared code or tone.
Yeah.
That they just hold up to, like, one particularly flaky bit of paint.
Yes.
And I was like, ooh, sleek. And then you also get the VOD adaptation of Frenchie's weapon.
Well, yeah, because when Andre sees it, he's like, oh shit, and then he goes to creep down the stairs, and behind him is a guy, Bob.
Yeah, poor Bob.
Well, I don't know, because Bob seems to be a bit like, he seems to be anti-Soup in the sense of he's like, you know, you filthy Soups, you're like dogs, you can hear this thing. Yeah,
it's a real high-pitched, shrill thing, and it's an adaptation of what Frenchie mocks up.
Well, we theorised, well, you mostly.
It's bought, they're going to scavenge shit, and they went, because you think that they did not go over every inch of that property, from where, because that's...
Context.
Okay.
by property, you mean season 2, episode 8, when... They're trying to get Ryan away from Homelander, and Frenchie uses
the pile of speakers with the frequency.
Yes.
And then, you know, you've got the hangar aftermath and all of that. They would have discovered that.
Vought would have discovered that pile of speakers and been gone, like, hey, what was that used for? And probably found out from Homelander somehow that, there was this high-pitched tone that really upset him and Ryan. Now, it didn't debilitate Homelander in the same way that it debilitates Andre when we see it used.
No, but it's been
Andre
refined. They rigged it together from a load of speakers.
Oh, yeah. So,
whereas this looks like a small device that's been developed specifically for it. I wouldn't
be surprised if that absolutely came from Frenchie's pile of speakers.
You think, Vault were going to sit on that. Yeah. They were going to go, oh, that's a good way to put him down quickly.
Yeah, but while he's down... and Bob is about to, like, do his worst, another guard appears, and...
with an interesting proposal.
A very interesting proposal for Bob.
You're going to take this flashlight, and you're going to do some things with this flashlight that you're going to regret later.
Well, he basically has to lubricate it with his mouth, and then get it shoved up his chocolate starfish until he sings something, I think.
I don't know, but Kate's very discreet, very, very...
She
takes liberties with her descriptors.
She has a way with words.
Yeah. I bet you she writes a great complaint letter.
But I love how Bob the whole time was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then Kate touches him on the back of the neck and she's like, you think this is a really good idea? And he's like, oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, come on, we'll get up here. Get on that. Yeah, it's a little bit uncomfortable to watch.
And we see just how much pushing can really affect Kate.
Yeah, because she collapses.
And like proper order collapses because Andre is freaking out and is like, you know, trying to wake her up, and that's where the episode ends.
Yeah, and that's all we got left with. You're like, no! So there's like 2 guards getting it on. There's a dead dude. Kate's unconscious. Andre's there with her, so Andre's presumably just going to drag her ass out of there at some point.
Yeah, I assume episode 3 is going to pick up the same way this one did. Yeah. Directly after.
Yeah. Because I figure it's probably Jordan is going to come to some sort of assistance.
Yeah, I'm hoping they bring Jordan back into the fold. And I can definitely see
Andre is going to probably get one hell of an ass reaming off his dad. And Andre is going to get the I'm disappointed speech. But his dad got a leg to stand on because he just seems to care more about...
Oh yeah, I know he is. He's pageant dad.
He is pageant dad, and you know, your son has just lost his... It doesn't matter what you think of his mate. Like, he was his friend for how long?
Oh yeah, no,
he's not. Have a bit of sympathy.
He is not supportive at all. But overall thoughts on the second episode?
This episode is a fucking roller coaster because I was like horrified and then mildly amused and then heartbroken. It kind of went all over the place.
It's definitely tugging on my heartstrings more than I expected.
This one, there wasn't as much levity in this episode. You get 1 or 2 moments of it and you get like Marie's joy, but it's very much overshadowed by everything else that's going on.
Yeah, most of the gags come from the interview and Jeff and Courtney and all the kind of social media commentary gags.
Like your man running up and being like, hey, look who's on the thing. Like people that.
It's all kind of that.
Like what's going on with Emma is just fucking horrific and unfortunately really common. So Emma's very much the kind of normal person.
Yeah.
Her experiences of what is going on is kind of like the everybody relatable experiences.
Yeah, no, Emma's
definitely.
Yeah, well, what she's experiencing are more of those human dramas.
Yeah.
They are based around her superpowers, yes, but they are more human dramas.
It is, yeah.
No, really, really enjoying Emma. I really thought this episode was a nice expansion. They gave us a few little extra bits, but they didn't give us everything. We know the Woods is a thing.
Yeah.
We know
it's
Ashley and some of the trustees, but not all of the trustees are involved.
Yeah.
We still don't know what they do. I'm liking that they're all kind of separate at the minute, but I get the feeling like, do you remember when we watched The Expanse? And
it's
you're
all
watching it and you're like, I can't wait
together.
for all these characters to team up because that's just the way I feel it's going.
Because we got a little taste of that in this episode as well, because Marie had some information, Jordan had some information, Cate had some information, and Andre had some information, and through the various conversations resulted in them getting this phone.
Yeah,
because they all have little pieces of the puzzle.
I can't wait to see where it goes. It was kind of just as good as the previous episode, just as good as the main show, and I really like the different. I don't know there's a different tone just yet because it's only 2 episodes in, but it feels like they are setting a bit of a different tone, and like you said, it's a teen drama.
It's a teen drama,
there is
so
going to be slight
there's a
differences.
Difference to it. They tend not to be world, ending events.
No, I get
they tend
the
to
feeling
be slightly more contained and in a smaller universe.
I get the feeling that what happens
it
in
all
this
circulates
is going
around
to
this
mostly
bubble.
it's going to mostly be around the college and the Woods and what they all mean together, and there might be some ramifications for the main show.
Yeah,
but I don't think it's going to be as broad in scope as the main show is.
No, because they don't have.
But
they don't have the power or the influence, and I always enjoy teen dramas for that because they always tend to be quite self-contained. So you're not. You're not missing out if you miss a couple of episodes or something like that. You're not like, what the fuck just happened? Why is the world ended? Whereas like when you get things like Heroes and Supernatural and all of that, these are big world-ending events. But like Gossip Girl and in the Vampire Diaries they try and do that, but that's later and it gets shit. It tends to be the events of the people and anybody directly connected to them. Pretty Little Liars does it really well. Like it's the 4 girls and then like people who move in and out of their orbit.
The only thing that I'd say I'm maybe a little bit concerned about is Kate's powers, in the sense that
I really, really want Cate and Emma to make a beautiful, loving relationship and help each other, because Cate overuses her powers trying to help.
But that's
her powers are almost as destructive as, because we don't know what sort of mental damage this is doing to her. This seems to cause her mental harm.
Yeah. No, but what I mean about her being concerned about her powers is because they are based around being able to compel anybody to do what you want. There's nothing to stop her from, well, obviously it would make a crap season, but she could just turn around to one of those guards and go, you tell me who's in charge, and they could say, Dean Shetty, and then she just has to walk up to the Dean and say, tell me everything about the Woods, and then remember nothing about it afterwards. Oh yeah, that's where I'm expecting, that's how they're going to limit it. That's why Cate can't just go up to people and go, tell me this thing, stop being an evil person. You know what I mean? Because it is such a powerful power they need to have.
The suggestion, it's the power that backs it up, because you see Thingy later on hitting himself in the crotch, and that's like the next day. So the power.
Oh yeah, you hear him going Jumanji.
Dunk. So the power to like make the suggestion stick.
And I think probably what's involved, because he just has to hit himself once in the nuts.
But then she's giving more complex.
But what's going on with the two of them?
Instead of just like, if she just went around to people and went sleep. Like, it would almost be easier to her, but she's giving like these big long instructions. She needs to like tone it down. I appreciate it.
It's like she's taking a book out of the Hal Jordan constructs.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Unnecessarily complicated.
Simple, stupid.
Yeah, unnecessarily complicated constructs that Hal makes. Yeah. It's the unnecessary. Like she should have just said to him, hit yourself in the nuts really hard once an hour.
Yeah.
She should have just said to those 2 guys, go to sleep, or let us both go.
Yeah. Like it doesn't need all the extra bells and whistles, because it's just draining her powers by the looks of it.
But again, these are the things that I'm guessing that she's had to learn.
It's also the fact that she's a teenager with these insane powers.
Oh yeah, so she's being cocky about it.
Yeah, and like, to be perfectly honest, if I had those, there would be people doing really ridiculous shit.
Oh god, yeah. But it's such a...
Hers is possibly the most dangerous power I've
That's what
ever
I'm saying.
come across.
It's enormously dangerous.
Yeah.
If you get her near the right people, she could be world-ending.
All she has to do is touch them.
That's what I'm saying. If you get her near the right people, she could be a world-ending influence, and that's why I think they have given her this constraint of it harms her.
And they haven't trained her in the same way as they seem to have trained some of the others, because if they could train her to do that.
Where I'm super interested about like Sam's backstories and how he got his powers, I'm really interested in Cate's powers going forward.
Yeah. And I'd like to see more about Jordan as well, because Jordan seems to have different strengths in the two different forms, and that's really, really interesting.
I expect we're going to get a lot of Jordan in the next episode, because they kind of took a backseat. Not really a backseat, but this episode was mostly Marie and Andre.
Yeah, and it was establishing their positions as moving forward.
Yeah.
I think Jordan's probably going to come into it more now, because obviously they're going to bring Jordan into what's going on with the Woods, because Brinks was involved in it and Jordan was Brinks' TA, so they had I think they had access to other things, so they may have security took the hard drive and the laptop. But that's not to say Jordan doesn't have copies of it somewhere.
Yeah,
or know where Brinks kept shit.
I think if Andre and Cate escape, that's going to be their next port of call of, right, well, we didn't get anywhere. We know where this entrance is, but it's probably not safe to go back. What's our next thing that we can do?
It's definitely under the
Let's
school.
go and ask Jordan if they knew anything about this other thing that Brinks had going on.
Yeah. Or did you know if Brinks kept anything anywhere?
Yeah, I reckon we'll get a good bit more Jordan in there. I hope, anyway.
No, and I am, because I actually really like Jordan.
But I am eager.
Both versions of Jordan confuse me.
Yes.
I'm like, you're hot, and you're
also hot.
I'm cool with it, though. But Jordan with the slick back hair, we were saying, when it's male Jordan, really looks like our young John Louisiana.
No, not looks like, sounds like.
Yeah, that's it. With the very soft spoken.
Yeah, it's just, there's just something about
it. He's very Luigi Mario. it is kind of that. I also love the slick back hair on both of them. It just, yes. With the chunky chain, it does it.
Yeah. But no, I did really, really enjoy this episode just as much as the first one. Cannot wait to sit down and watch the third episode, which we are probably going to do immediately.
Yeah, because I'm finding it really, really hard to avoid spoilers on any form of social media. IMDb just gave me one because when I was trying to find the episode list, when I was going down through the episode listing. So it's just, I need to get them watched before everything gets destroyed for me. Yeah,
we need to catch up. But as ever, guys, thanks for joining us, and we will be back soon enough with our episode 3 coverage. But if you want, in the meantime, you can head back and listen to all of our previous episodes, or, well, you don't have to listen to all of them, but you can if you want, of Mono Rants The Boys, or you can check out our other podcast, Mono Rants at the Movies. Or if you want, you can come and chat with us on Twitter at RantsMono, because I will not call it that other stupid name.
I don't think anybody is anymore. They've just
it's Twitter. I don't care what the symbol says. I don't care, and I don't care what news
like a
reports
really
say when they keep saying
that
X,
should
formerly
not
Twitter.
Be on my phone.
Sometimes I think it is an app that shouldn't be on my phone.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, if you want, you can come and chat with us there at RantsMono, or on Instagram at monorants_the_boys, or you can send your own rants to monorantspodcast@gmail.com, and we'll chat soon, guys. Bye bye.
Slan.